Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be a live trade video where I try to capture some of my trades as they play out live. Very quickly, I am trading futures. If you don't know what futures are, just down in the description box, I will put a link to a totally free 4-part series. And as a quick, maybe you're a stock or option trader, there is no pattern day trading rule. I think that's the most interesting dynamic of it and maybe most attractive to you because, yeah, that pattern day trading rule sure can get very, very annoying. So no pattern day trading rule within futures. And then also I'm trading through a prop firm, which you can see right up on your screen there up at the top. And a prop firm in a nutshell is just a way for you to put very little of your money at risk. And then you prove yourself as a trader and you can have a whole lot of upside potential. So like I said, just check out the link that you see on your screen up above and it'll take you to the prop firm that I'm using and walk you through more of how that works. So right now we have a bit of a pullback here down below this area. So really just a question of, do I think it's going to get more continuation? So what I want to do here is just try to get in here, and I'm in, and put my stop up there. Just a couple of micros, so nothing huge. But looking for this thing to, we'll see if it wants to get more continuation to the downside. Again, if I'm wrong, it's not going to be a big loser by any stretch. But if I can get some movement in my favor, and that would be a good thing. But right now, just wanting to see if this thing wants to continue on with the grind here, or if it's going to bounce back up a bit. All right, what I'm going to do is I'll pause the screen recording software, just so you don't have to sit here. Because for all I know, because this is happening right now, for all I know, is this thing about to go sideways for the next 10 minutes. And I don't want you to have to sit here and watch sideways price action for the next, 10 minutes. So if it's either going to come up and stop me out, or if it starts to move more in my favor, I'll get the video rolling at that point. But that is the current status of things. So like I said, I'll pause the screen recording software for now. All right, it's maybe trying to go a little bit in my favor. I have initial just take profit order out down here for just one contract. So still needs to come down a bit more. All right, I'll pause. Okay, maybe here. I don't want to miss it. So if it all of a sudden decides it wants to kind of jolt down there. Nope, and that fast back up it goes. All right, never mind. All right, maybe here. Just took one out there on just to lock something in. And I'm going to go ahead and just, so right now, my confidence is somewhat shot on it. I still have one just in case, but see, I'll keep that stop up there for the one. But at this point, now this thing has tried multiple times, and you've seen a couple of them to push down, and it just keeps bouncing. So I could be wrong to have to not be trusting it. So that's why I still have one, just in case I am wrong. I'm actually going to move this down to right there. Actually, let's get that down to break even. So break even on my final one, and this thing at this point is either going to start getting moving or it's going to pop back up, and I'm just going to be done with it. So stop loss for that final one is at break even. So at this point, like I said, this thing needs to get going, or, I don't feel like sitting here around in a bunch of chop. So if this thing wants to push down some more, I'll start to move my stop loss down as it goes. So the only way that I'm getting out of this is if it hits my stop loss, which is looking like it very well may do here. Again, stop loss is at break even for that final bit. So it's going to be a green trade. It's just right now, best spot to be in. How big of a green trade? And as traders, that is the spot we want to be in. Again, not will it be a green trade, but the only unknown is how big of a green trade. And that's where I'm sitting right now. So yeah, let's see if this thing wants to pick up some momentum to the downside. Yeah, I don't really trust it anymore, hence me taking those two out. I think I'm going to get stopped out, and I think it's just going to chop around, and I am out there. So on that one, not too bad, $34. But the key part was I was positioned to make potentially more than that if this thing continued on down. So, all right, opening trade there, and we'll see what else I can find. Again, I know that was not anything massive, but that coincided with the risk. If it would have been stopped me out, it also would not have been any sort of bigger loss. But I will pause and let's look around some more. And yeah, feeling very good about that choice as it is now just bouncing back upwards. But I am now interested in potentially getting short up around this area. See if it wants to come up here and then maybe not necessarily roll back over, but give some sort of opportunity. So I'm in there just for one. So out there for a quick little, I mean, not a whole lot. Now, granted, I'm speaking in hindsight. I should have changed the NQ for that one, knowing it was going to be a relatively aggressive scalp, and that would have been a much bigger gain there. But it is what it is. The question is, do I want to try to now, again, but by going to NQ? Get into the world of futures, NQ, you'd make a lot more, but it's also the potential for losses to be bigger. So it's all, the market is a very fair place. If you're going to go for bigger gains, that's fine. If you're going to go for quicker gains, that's fine. But that also means there's potential for quicker losses and bigger losses. Okay, there we go. What to do here? Well, shot back down relatively quickly on that one. Let's see, 60. That's a pretty stop. Yes, I'm talking to myself right now. All right, I'll pause. All right, gonna try 3 here. Stop is up there. So I want these things down to ideally around the 50 mark. So let's see if this thing wants to come back down. And I don't need this thing to come down on these lows, but just really a question of does it want to get rejected from this area of resistance here. All right, well, once again, one of these circumstances where I was thinking rejection and go. Yeah, so gave back gains on that one. I thought it'd be, I want to see it get rejected relatively quick, and it's not. Maybe it still comes back down, but yeah, that was just putzing around a bit too much up there. Do I try again for the rejection here? I think I'd be better off waiting to see if this thing wants to get up to that level right there. In fact, you know what? I like that so much. I'm going to go up to there for a scalp. Wouldn't mind building a little bit more into that. But it needs to get up there sooner than later. I'm not looking for some slow little grind. Would like to see it get up there a little quicker. All right, I'll pause. All right, looking for a scalp here. In and out there. So like I said, very quick scalp, but brought me back up to 40. And I should have said this at the beginning. For context sake, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Usually I'm not trading at this point. So there is a little bit of uncertainty in terms of, yeah, okay, I don't have a whole lot of experience this time of day trading. So, I'm just counterbalancing that from a risk perspective. Remember, it should all be about risk. It's not showing up saying, how much money can I make? It's no, how can I manage risk the best? As a trader, that's the primary question you should be asking. Again, not, okay, how much money can I make? And when's the best time to make a bunch of money? No, it's, how can I manage risk? Are sometimes better than others to make risk management easier. I know, I'm aware, those are the boring questions, right? That's not like the Lamborghini question to be asking, but that is the survivability question, is when, where, how is it best for risk management, the boring stuff, right? So that's what I'm doing right now is, if you're looking, for some sort of massive gain, not going to happen here. In fact, I might just be done here pretty soon, just because, like I said, not that I never traded at this point in the afternoon, but I don't have a whole lot. Usually I'm done with my day, moving on, doing other things. But here, just like I said, kind of testing the water. So let's see, 55. It's kind of a little bare. But I also got to be careful of the YouTube voice. Oh, come on, just put on another trade. Get a big trade for the YouTube viewers. You want a lot of... yeah, I know. That is true. The YouTube voice is a very real thing. But you also can't let the YouTube voice, and I've done this in the past, have me do stupid things. For those of you that have been around a while, I'm sure you've seen many stupid things. Whether or not I admit it at the time, and at least in reflection, some of those things are just like, yeah, you totally did that because you wanted to make an extra quote-unquote cool YouTube video. Like I said, really the main question, how do you manage risk the best? So just for the sake of this, let's just do one. And I'll look for a breakdown here. So it's got to hit me there. Stop will be up there. And then we'll see if this thing does want to roll back over to those lows. Like I said, it's got to first come down there and hit me there. All right, I will pause. All right, so I know sometimes we want, hey, Clay, how does your chat room work? Right there, you can see I've just pointed this out. That 2 minute, the NQ, is that 160 a flush point? So right there, what I'm referring to is that level right there. And I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, try to scalp that. Just a quick scalp right there. So yeah, let's see if this is a flush point. Now, maybe this proves to be a very stupid way to trade it because this thing's really going to collapse. Or maybe it'll be smart because it comes down here, fills me, and then snaps back up. Or maybe it doesn't fill me at all. But there's an alert in the room. So notice members are going to have to think for themselves in terms of how do they play it. Maybe some people disagree with me that that's a significant level. But if they do agree, how are they going to trade it? Maybe some people are getting in right now anticipating it to roll back over. I don't know. But like I said, I pointed that out as a level. And that's a location that I can see making sense. Especially now if the price falls back down, as that would be another failure here of strength back to the upside. So yes, I'm taking on a bit more risk with it because it is an NQ, but we'll see what happens. I'll pause. All right, this could totally be a chase. Not exactly. Yeah, it came back down, but looking for, there we go. I'm back on the MNQ. Let's check the NQ here. Notice they're the same patterns. It's just a different risk profile. Or I could do this too. I could just start and just have that be my stop. And if I want to add in a couple more and then just put my stop up there with idea. But if it does want to give me, I'm going to do that. So that's going to be my stop up there. So if it comes down and then starts to come back up, I mean, it's pretty choppy. So I wouldn't mind adding some more in there with idea that it does come back down. But that would have to be my stop up there. So just as more playing the odds on things because this thing has been chopping around quite a bit. All right, I'll pause. All right, I move my order up to the red line here. That way now it doesn't even have to break down through the green line. All right, I'll pause. And back up it goes. So, yeah. Like I said, I still like 160. It was alerted as a flush point. I still think it is a flush point. It's just a question of, is it even going to get back down there to flush? But right now, no, it's been holding strong, but we'll keep a close eye on it. Well, that setup has been essentially eliminated just because the risk profile has now changed, at least for my liking on it, too much. It just pushed up too much. So now the risk, for my mind, in terms of how you would set up the trade plan, has become a little bit too squirrely. Well, I suppose, yeah, we'll do that with just the mini though, because I'm making a little bit of an exception, but we'll check. Yeah, that's right there. All right, we'll see if it wants to push down through. Again, that red line is the fill point. close in. There we go. So another quick one right there. And with that, I'm just going to move on with the day. That was, like I said, that was borderline a 4 straight. I mean, it's looking great right now, but again, it wasn't a terrible trade. It's not like there's no logic behind it. To be fair, there's a whole lot of logic because that actually would have turned out to be a fantastic move right there. But a little bit of the YouTube voice there wanting to just get in one more trade. So I wanted to compensate for that via being aggressive and then just doing it via the MQ. But so yeah, up 58. Right now with commissions probably right around 50. So I mean, all things considered, this, I've been at it for about, I don't know, 18 minutes. So not too bad for 18 minutes to get a little YouTube video made. I don't know how this video is at 16 minutes, but you've pretty much seen the whole entire. So there was not a whole lot of a stoppage, but that is all I have for you. So yeah, nothing big, but like I said, just kind of putzing around, testing things out, seeing how the market goes in the middle of the afternoon right now. So I'm not in the early part of the day. I'm not in power hour, right in the middle. But overall, yeah, there's still some nice little movements, and wow, yeah. So now the YouTube voice is saying, good job. Now you look like a moron. Why don't you hold? And good old hindsight voice and YouTube voice, they're like best buddies. They can be pretty brutal, but that's what I have for you. So again, I would definitely recommend learning, at least considering futures, especially if you fall under the pattern day trading rule as a stock or options trader. Well, you can do cash accounts, yeah, but you still got to wait for money to settle, which still is a complication. But in futures, none of that exists. So check out the link down below so you can learn more about the futures market. And then if you want to learn more about the prop firm that I'm using, what prop firms are, then again, just go to claytrader.com/take profit. And then finally, if you're interested in learning more about how I manage risk, build consistency, and all of that, then definitely check out my free live class that I offer, totally free. It's a webinar. And so use the link down below in the description box, and you can learn when the next live class is, but it'll ensure that you have the right mindset and the framework to move forward in your trading, because a lot of people show up and they kind of know how things work, but unfortunately kind of is not good enough. You need to have full information, and a lot of people just misapply. They misunderstand certain areas of the market, and this class will ensure that you get those areas cleaned up. So like I said, definitely get signed up for that. Just go to claytrader.com/live or check out the link in the description box to learn when the next live class is. But thanks for watching. Take care.